boys, here we are here at Talladega. Can I get a good old Alabama? Yeah!
Green, green, green. Oh my God.
Time to put on a show. Welcome to Talladega. Almost said Talladega. I just want to replace Talladega with a D and just call it either Talladega or Talladega. It would be better. But here we are at Talladega, qualifying lap. I have this thing that I'm always really good at qualifying, especially at the plate tracks. I'm not going to show you my entire lap. I'm going to keep my secrets. All I'm going to say is I don't do anything that is unordinary. I just run it. I'll give you guys a hint. It's the line I run on the track. That's the hint. So I qualified on pole, which was, I mean, I guess not surprising. I'll put it this way: if you run the line I run, you will qualify top 3 no matter what. And so figure it out. that's the best way I can say it. We are in a throwback race, so this was the throwback race for Nork. So you're going to see multiple throwback schemes or paint schemes from back in the day, basically, or current day that seems a little throwbacky, whatever. So I'm in the 24 car, obviously. I didn't want to run what everyone runs is the Rainbow Warrior scheme. I wanted to run something that was run back in the day, so we are running the Looney Tunes Chevy, which I think was 2002 or 2001 when Jeff Gordon ran that. Not exactly sure, but he runs that. So let's get to the race. We have a couple guys around us that are very familiar names. Justin, Daniel, Ben, Nathan's up here as well. Justin's in the STP paint scheme. There's Nathan in the Bush paint scheme who's getting around us as well as we fall back just a little bit. And that is just the nature of plate racing on iRacing with Gen 6 cars. Very difficult to stay in the lead at all times without taking too many risks. You're going to have to take a lot of risks. So we're just staying in the bottom lane, keeping our oil temperature in our eyesights, basically. It's 281 right now. Once it gets above 285 around there, it starts going in the red. So you want to be a little bit careful with that. So you can see it's rising, and then we're going to 285, 286, 287, 288. It continues to rise, and right about there, that's when I back off. And then you'll see it come down a little bit. And this is just a game that everyone on the bottom line has to deal with. You can see Benjamin behind me in 79 is pretty far off my bumper for the sole reason of he is trying to cool his engine as well. I'm trying to keep it right around 280. There we go. We make a move to the outside lane. I'm trying to put on a show. I don't want to run in the back and be a baby. I want to put a show on for the guys who watch the league, for you guys as well. Even if I don't win, or maybe I will win, doesn't matter how it is, but just want to put on a show, make the race entertaining, make it fun. So we go to the outside lane, which is the move we had to do just because we were overheating pretty much all the time. Doesn't really work out. We drop back to the inside lane on lap 11. That outside lane is coming. You can see Daniel there. There goes Nathan and Ben, who looks like he's going to go to the outside. Ben then comes back down to the inside, so I'm going to go to the outside. Nathan is leaving a gap, and that's the #1 rule. Don't leave the gap in the middle. And Nathan left the gap in the middle. I take it 3 wide, and that's what happens when you leave the gap in the middle. Nathan will go all the way back and probably not see the front for the rest of this stage. The stage ends on lap 35. Now that we are in the second lane, have Daniel pushing us a little bit. Benjamin has to check up a little bit just for the sole reason of the overheating issues, and that gives me the good run. We are side by side with Justin now, and we are trying to take the lead. Not able to clear him in a turn 1, but that is okay. We have a pretty good gap here, so we're going to stay away from him in turn 2. Down the back straightaway, we do clear, and now it's just making sure Daniel gets a little bit of a pull before we drop down to the inside lane, and now we drop down. Now, Daniel gets that clean air that he needs, and that's really going to be how we dictate the race here. So here comes Daniel on that outside lane. He has a nice little run. He's going to get a run coming out turn 2, so as normal, just slide up right in front of him. Make sure he doesn't have enough room to get to the inside of me to make it 3 wide. He pushes me ahead a little bit, and then we will drop back down to the inside lane entering turn 3, and that is basically how to run Talladega, and it is a little bit complicated. Now you can see Daniel's probably going to get a good run here. You could block, but it's too early on in the race, so I allow Daniel to go ahead and get that run coming out of turn 4. The biggest problem with trying to block that is Daniel can pull to the inside and a wreck can happen. So I don't block that unless there's only maybe like 3 or 2 laps to go. And it's mainly, what's very interesting about iRacing plate racing is that you have to kind of work together with the guys around you. So I'm trying to get around Daniel again to go back to the high side. Just got to control both lanes. Will, our teammate, gives us a push in the 48 car. He gives us a push to get ahead of Daniel, and then coming out of turn 4, we should be able to clear Daniel with the right push, but the inside lane is coming back pretty strong, and it looks like we're not going to be able to get that run. So now we just got to try to side draft as much as we can. We're not able to get that run yet. Here we come out of turn 4. Will is getting to my back bumper. There is the push. We have a good shove. Ben is trying to cool his engine there, third in line, so that's how I know the inside lane is kind of separated. Justin's also trying to cool his engine in third place or second place on the inside line, and that gets us back into the lead. Drop down, make sure Will is able to cool his engine as well. And lap 20, we are still in the lead, doing a very nice job just staying in the lead, managing everything. At this point, I move up the track because Benjamin told me he was overheating. So just to work with him, I moved up the track. Again, just controlling the race. It's not vital that you stay like number one and first position clear all times. It's just vital you stay up towards the front in either the bottom or top row, and just try to control from there. So working together with the 79 of Ben, working together with Daniel. When does he overheat? So right about here, I'm hoping he can give me the push. That way Daniel can get that clean air. He's able to give us the push, and then we pull down so Daniel gets that clean air and he's able to cool his engine. You can see our oil temp right now is at 238, and it's a massive difference when you're out in clean air compared to the air behind. So now a few laps later, lap 23, the stage end is coming up soon. We're still trying to get that stage win if we can just manage these gaps. We do the same thing we've been doing all race. When the top lane gets that run coming out of turn 2, pull up slightly. Ben is trying to get some clean air on his nose, so I pull back down. And here comes Aaron. He's going to get a pretty good pull there. It might sound crazy, but that 5 seconds that I pull up, that inside lane, the car on the inside can cool his engine by probably 15 to 20 degrees, so it's definitely a big deal. A little bit later on, lap 24, Aaron pulls out to the outside, then he pulls down. We give him a little bit of a shot, get him going, and now we are in that second position. No big deal. We're still in pretty good position. As long as we're in that top 5 area, we are in good position here. So here comes the oil temp again, 284. Now it goes into the red. I'm looking to the side. We're trying to get clear of the 79. Benjamin does a very noble thing, and he actually pulls out of the way because Daniel was overheating, and that's very nice of him to do. Basically sacrificed himself so Daniel would not blow his engine. That allows me to cool my engine, get to the outside lane, and there goes the oil temp. It just drops like a rock, and that will help us. Not even though I knew I wasn't going to be able to make the pass, it's just very important to get your engine in clean air. Now Daniel has had a few seconds to cool his engine, but you can see he's not able to push us very much right now just because he has to back off a little bit. So we got to be patient here. There's the bottom lane checking up, only 2 laps to go until the stage, and there is the mistake I make. I knew right away the second I turned to the right that was not the right move. I should have just stayed behind Aaron and given him a push. It was just a lot of checking up because the number 8 of Josh was lagging a lot, and that it was kind of messing everyone up towards the front. So I took the medicine. You can see Benjamin back there. That's where I'm going to go. Once we go out to the outside lane, I just kind of stay up there, and I'm going to back off of it. No real need for the stage points since we're pretty good in points. So I back off of it. I'm in the back of the pack. This is the stage end. Aaron is trying to win the stage. Josh slides up coming out of turn 4, trying to get that pole. So does Daniel. Josh is lagging a little bit, so it's hard to tell where he is. But Josh goes back to the inside lane, and it looks like if Daniel doesn't get the push, Justin goes to the outside trying to make it 3 wide. Aaron is able to win the stage, and that is a good win for Aaron in a car that is not yellow but still has a sponsor that is yellow. That is simply incredible. Great job, Aaron. So we go down pit road. This is with 1 to go. Because we already lost the track position, we are just topping off on the fuel. Very close to making it on fuel. We're about a few laps short. So just in case a caution comes out, got to make it back on fuel without pitting to get that track position back. So now, going to be very difficult to get all the way back up towards the front. It's going to be very hard, mainly because it's just tough to get runs. So we have Jared behind us in the 38. He is running the tribute paint scheme to Elliott Sadler, which is why his number has changed for this one race and running the 38 car. I am trying to drag my brake and get him on me, mainly because me and Jared have very similar driving styles. Excuse me. I had to clear my throat there. We have very similar driving styles. We're very aggressive. So we want to be able to stick together. Unfortunately, Jared wasn't able to stay with me, so he is now a few cars behind me. You saw I took Keaton 3 wide through the middle. That is the plan. throughout most of this race here. We're going to try and peek our way. That is really close. I make contact with Elijah, but luckily don't hook him. I was trying to peek my way in there without forcing the issue, and I had to back out of it real quick there, so we don't want to wreck Elijah in front of us. Just trying to wait for that gap to open. I think he knows with how much I'm peeking that if he leaves a gap, I will take it. And right about here, he leaves the gap, and we try it again, and this time we are able to sneak our way through the middle. Very, very aggressive move, but it has to be done to be able to get back up towards the front. Not going to be able to get up towards the front just by riding in line, because the cars up front will control both lanes. So that's what we're going to have to do. Now we're behind the 22 of Andrew. We have to try the same thing, but again, not force it. So we have to wait here. We're waiting. We got a pretty good run coming out of turn, going into turn 3. We're able to force our way in there, and Andrew doesn't look very happy because you can see in the mirror he is pinching us very hard. But we were able to make the move. I never touched him, so clean move there, and we gain another spot. So now we are in the top 10. I think about 4th or 5th in line. We are 5th in line here. You can see how close it was with Andrew, but right there, barely on that quarter panel. And then right about here, he really tries pinching down just because he was kind of upset. Pinching down wouldn't have done anything, but he just pinches down because he was upset. But hey, man, I never touched you, so it's that simple. Don't leave the gap in the middle. So now next up is Justin. We're trying to peek in there, but Justin is doing a pretty good job, so we're trying to stay right behind him. Andrew's right on our bumper, and we get turned into the wall. Race over for us. Goes with the theme of pretty much my entire time on iRacing. At the plate tracks, I get turned. Very often, I get turned. So let's see what happened here. I am 4th in line. I can't go anywhere, and Andrew just turns me. That's really all it is. If you guys saw the live stream, I was very, very upset with how he did that. Mainly because right here, there's no need to be right on my bumper. 5th in line, just no one was really pressuring him from behind. So he took the blame. He apologized, and we kind of move on from there. But again, this happens very often here at the plate tracks. Something that was not my doing. At least the one thing I can say is this time I was not in the lead, because usually when I get turned, I'm in the lead, and that's what makes it hurt even worse. This time I was not in the lead, and we just got turned in there, and literally, if you get turned in the middle of the corner like that, there is nothing you can do. So unfortunately, it is what it is, and we are done for the race. We're getting lapped while another wreck happens in front of us, and that actually was really big that happened, because we just got lapped by the pack, but we will be able to get the lucky dog and get back on the lead lap. Just in case a massive wreck happens, we could gain some positions, but the race is pretty much done. I was kind of hoping that the video was good enough, and I think it was now, before it has even ended, that I gave it a good enough show. You know, I was able to run up towards the front, make some aggressive moves, and luckily I didn't wreck anyone, but unfortunately we were the one that got turned. It just happens sometimes, and that's how it is. So let's watch the end of the race together. This is coming to the white flag lap. Spencer Owens gets into the lead with a great move coming out of turn 4, sliding up in the middle of the corner, and he is now in the lead. He doesn't decide to come down, and he actually decides to stay up there and let Scott get underneath him. So so Spencer and Scott are in the front too. Jared in the 38 is 3rd on the inside. Nathan in the 27 is 4th on the outside. Let's see how everyone goes. Femi Olat is in that Rainbow Warrior paint scheme, coming in through 3 and 4 on the white flag lap. They are side by side. It's gonna be whoever can get the push. If you try to go out, get out of line and make it 3 wide, it won't work. Let's see what happens here. Scott drifts up, gets turned. He's basically dead. And here comes the finish of the race. And unfortunately, I don't have the finish of the race. My iRacing replay system basically was crashing. But Jared Darling was able to get into the front and win the race, even though I don't have the footage of him winning, mainly because everyone died in the trioval. And here we come, gonna finish around 23rd. I'm gonna keep my foot in it. That's the phrase, keep your foot in it. And let's see how it happens. Yeet! And we're yeeting into the air, and we are finishing. Where did we finish? We finished in 21st place, upside down, doing basically gymnastics in the air. And that's how you keep your foot in it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see how it looked on the replay system. Boom. We all flipped over the 59 of Bobby Cheney. And that's what we do in Nork. That's how we finish the races. Leave it all out there on the line. And Scott just came up. That was very weird when I saw it on replay. Scott he basically just came up the track and wrecked himself, which was odd. I think he would have won the race if he just stayed on the yellow line. But that caused a massive wreck where everyone was wrecking, and Jared is able to get to the finish line. I mean, everyone, other than those front 3 cars, were wrecked. And this is the view from Bobby, where you're going to see 3 cars fly straight over him, whammo. I mean, that's basically 4 cars going right over the hood of his car. Insane finish, but good job to Jared. Very fitting in the Elliott Sadler paint scheme, the tribute paint scheme. His favorite driver for his entire life has been Elliott Sadler, so very, very nice to see him win this race. Jared, we all love you. You know that. I bet a lot of you guys love Jared as well. Please comment down below. We all love Jared. If you liked the video, make sure you hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Hopefully that was a good race. Obviously very upset that we got turned there, but it is what it is. Apologize, move on, and hopefully get him next week. And hopefully win a plate race. I really want to win a plate race because I have a lot of fun being aggressive. So hopefully I can bring one home and win a race. Still haven't won our first race in North yet, but we'll do it. I'll see you guys later. Hope you have a great day, and peace out.